So you're watching Universal Groove. I have Sam Be Yourself here with us. Very excited to have him here. Again, he was put, in my eyes through a friend of mine who, really reached out and said, "Hey, I see that you're interviewing artists. Definitely should have this artist on, Sam Be Yourself. He's been on the show Rhythm and Flow, Cardi B, Chance the Rapper, T.I." And so I watched the show, did some research on him. And what I found is that this guy is awesome. He's playing the guitar, he's playing the piano, he's rapping, he's singing, he's doing all the above. And so I feel like he's just very versatile in everything that he's doing. So just want to welcome Sam Be Yourself to the show.
Hey man, thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
So I just want to start off with, where were you born?
I was born in Durham, North Carolina. My pops was going to the University of North Carolina at the time. And so I was born there. My parents split up by the time I was about 5 years old. My mother is originally from here in Detroit. So when my parents split up, I went with my mom back to Detroit, and I've been pretty much here ever since.
Now, growing up without, your father in the home, what was it like, just being in Detroit, single mother? I mean, was it rough? Was it okay? Did you have, grandma coming through, or what was it like growing up?
So when my parents first split up, me, my older sister, my mom, we moved back up here to Detroit. We lived with my grandparents for a minute so my mom could get back on her feet, get a job, find a house, that kind of shit. So yeah, my grandparents were very instrumental, man. Thankfully, I had my mom's father, my grandpa, and her brother-in-law, my Uncle Greg, who I also look at as almost like a father figure. I had some people that were in my life, that were able to kind of tell me like, hey, you're fucking up, all right? But I was still fucking up anyway, and yeah, man, it was tough. There was time, like my mom was battling her demons, my dad was battling his demons, whether that be booze or what have you. And, there was a lot of rough times for sure, coming home and bills are cut off and eviction notices on the front door, the whole 9 yards, man. So obviously there's people that have had it a lot worse than me. So I'm thankful that I'm still here and I have a foundation that I can call a family. But yeah, it was definitely not just a walk through the park.
I want to go into like the city of Detroit, because I've never been there personally, but in the area that you're in and you're growing up in, is it a pretty nice neighborhood, rough neighborhood?
I grew up in a suburb that's called Grosse Pointe, and everybody here in the Michigan area and a lot of people, they just think, oh, big houses and rich old money, because that's normally what it is. And I lived in a small middle-class section of Grosse Pointe, which is commonly referred to as the Cabbage Patch or Grosse Pointe Park, which is a lot of 2-family duplexes, 4-family apartment buildings, and we are on the border of Detroit. So growing up, I was able to hop over my backyard fence and be on the first road of Detroit, which is Alter Road. So I was able to, tell my mom I'm going to kick it with my friends, hop over the backyard fence, and I'd be in the jungle and go ask a homeless dude to buy me some beer and go to a trap house and buy some weed or whatever, so we were right on the border of, like the thick of it, man. But, majority of my neighborhood, yes, is very, very, very privileged white people, for sure.
What was your first introduction to music?
My parents have great taste in music, both mom and dad. My dad has like 2 giant suitcases worth of cassette tapes where he would make his own mixes. And some of these mixes would have anything from like Beastie Boys to like old Eminem and Limp Bizkit tracks to like Coltrane jazz music and just so many different things. And my mom was into the softer kind of rock that showed their feelings and things like Michael Jackson and Michael McDonald and the Bee Gees and shit like that. So I always had a good, healthy balance of whether it was rock, whatever my dad's small knowledge of hip hop was, whether that be Beastie Boys, Run DMC, Big Daddy, like whatever was there for him to like really soak up from his friends. But it's always been a good mix of music in my household.
Yeah, and do you remember as a kid, just like what was the first like hip hop or rap that you heard that just really grabbed your attention? Like, I want to do that?
Eminem for sure. Yeah, Eminem for sure. I think it must have been like 2000 or like 99 or 2001, whenever he really started popping. And whether that was like "Hi, my name is," or "Forgot About Dre." Like when that video came out and that was on TRL every day, and like little 9-year-old me is looking at the TV screen like, holy shit, like I can do this? Like, you mean like I can do this? Like, so that was definitely huge. Eminem was definitely the one that made me realize like, yeah, like you can be accepted in this culture as long as you know, pay your respects and know the history and know that this was built on the, you know, the backbone of the black and brown people.
Yeah, and then he comes obviously from the city that you're, you know, living in, right? That's an even cooler thing, is that this is a guy that's from Detroit and he's holding it down, you know, for the town, for the city, for the state, really. So I mean, so yeah, you're just seeing this guy do his thing, and you're just kind of like, hey, I can do this. Do you remember writing like maybe your first raps, and were you maybe rapping like with his music too, like trying to emulate him?
It definitely inspired me to start writing my first raps. So there was like that little era was like, he was on fire, Ludacris was on fire, and Nelly was on fire. So you had 3 different elements of hip hop. Like M had these funny, witty bars, and Ludacris had the fast, you know, really ridiculous flow. And then Nelly was making songs for the women, right? So that was where like how I kind of pieced together what I am today, right? You have to be able to rap really well, have great punchlines. You have to have an undeniable flow, to the point where like even if you are rapping some bullshit, the lyrics are trash, but the flow is nice. Or you got to be able to sing and really cater to these pop, you know, the pop demographic as well. So
yeah, I want to go back to Eminem, because I remember very vividly of him coming out and just like, he was just throwing bars, and he was doing bars in a different way. Like there was rappers back then, they were, you know, flowing, but his flow was like a really aggressive. And like his just movement on, like, you know, he go fast, he's going slow, he's changing it up, he's going after everybody. That was another thing. Like there was a lot of fear in a lot of rappers. It kind of like woke everybody up for a second, because he was attacking everybody, you know. Was that something that you enjoyed about Eminem, is that he was kind of going after people and calling people out?
Totally, man. Of course. Like he had a beef with another white rapper named Cage from New York, and he's like, forgot what he said or what, you know, I wiped my ass. I went on stage and sprayed Cage with Agent Orange and wiped my ass with his Page and Source. Like, yeah, dude, like there was no one doing, like saying, like he said something about like ripping out Mystical's fucking vocal cords and all this crazy shit. Yeah, he was only doing a lot of shock value things, but I think the biggest thing that I took away from him was his vocabulary, bro. Like his vernacular. He was like rhyming words together that no one had ever done, you know. Like I could go for days, because I studied that guy for sure, but I mean, like he was just rhyming words together that like no one had ever heard, like, and that was really what it was for me.
Yeah, and what also I enjoyed about him, and I'm not the hugest Eminem fan, but I think for sure, like I could say, like, you know, he would like go in depth stories and still keep some, you know, rhyming going on, which was like something else that no really rapper could really do. Maybe Snoop Dogg kind of touched on it with some of the stuff he was doing. Yeah. Tupac maybe, but it kind of was more touchy.
Yeah, you can tell he definitely got that stuff from like, you know, Biggie, Slick Rick.
Yeah,
these guys that would tell really intricate stories throughout an entire song, and he became really good at that.
So I seen that in an interview that you really like kind of took off, or really wanted to start doing like 3rd grade. Is that kind of what happened there?
Yeah, I mean, so 3rd grade is when I started playing guitar and shit like that, and really started like realizing that I could play instruments and I have a musical talent. So it was a difference between like learning about different bands and liking music, and then all of a sudden, you know, my neighbor is teaching me how to play guitar, and now he's got a drum set and he's playing guitar and I'm drumming and rapping at the same time. And then yeah, 3rd grade is pretty much when I knew like this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. And like, you know, I still play baseball and still do what I could and still do everything I can to keep my you know, my family, my parents happy or whatever. But like, yeah, I knew once I picked up a guitar, it was music. It wasn't necessarily like, oh, I'm going to be the dopest rapper, dog. But it was like, this music is it for sure.
God damn it! You cocksucker. You would think I would know my own fucking songs. Okay, so God, motherfucker. Why? How does that work, dude? Fuck!
Nothing feels the same. A million thoughts running through my brain. I can feel the rain right now more than ever. I've been here so long, I can't stop the show. I just sing a song, ain't nobody know. I can feel the rain right now more than ever. 1, 2, 3, hey! Yeah, I've been here before. This ain't nothing new. Talk down on my name, never walk around in my shoe. I don't show my pain, I sing the blues for you to see what I go through. And baby, let's take our time. We don't have to hurry, everything is fine. You don't have to worry, so let's live our lives. Forget about tomorrow, time is spent, it's never borrowed. Let me welcome you to sorrow, yeah. Let me take you inside my mind. Sometimes I can feel so blind. Got a glass of that good red wine, got me thinking that everything is fine. Sometimes I want to leave, pack up my things, sail the 7 seas. Hell nah, but that just ain't me. Hell no, no, it's not like me. Just to give up and give out. Been up, I've been down. Loving this music is all that I've been about. Don't got a lot of money, got a lot of heart. Motherfuckers acting funny back from the start. Will I ever even hit the Billboard chart? There's more to that, man, I'm giving you some of my art. Yeah, it's the power of the music. Gotta use it, don't abuse it. Baby, let's take our time. We don't have to hurry, everything is fine. You don't have to worry, so let's live our lives. Forget about tomorrow, time is spent, it's never borrowed. Let me welcome you to sorrow, yeah. Took you long enough.